Anne Cristine Brusendorf mætt, glæsilegt. Það má segja að hún sé sérstakur heiðursgestur eða sérstakur gestur þessara samkomu, framkvæmdastjóri Alþjóða hafrannsóknaráðsins. I'm honored to introduce our next speaker, Dr. Anne Cristine Brusendorf, General Secretary of ICES. Welcome to Iceland. I'm sorry that your flight was delayed.
Thank you, and I arrived at the best part when the music started and the young scientists came to explain what the future will bring. So it's with great pride that I stand here today, being able in person to congratulate you, and I would like specifically to direct this to the Director General, Johan Sigurðsson, on your Institute's 50 years anniversary. My last visit to Hörpu was in 2013 on the occasion of the ICES annual science conference, which Iceland generously hosted as a very important meeting, not just for the ICES community, but for the global scientific community. The event attracted an impressive 700 participants, undoubtedly, as we have just seen in the PowerPoint presentation, due to its central location at the heart of the traditional ICES area. Iceland's geographical location bordering the Arctic and a midway point in the North Atlantic Ocean means that Icelanders are bringing a perspective to international cooperation and also to the work of ICES. Being a nation surrounded by water, you have more than anyone else understood how to harvest the bounty of the sea and at the same time ensure that this is done in a balanced and harmonious way to ensure livelihoods for the future as well. You have proved that it's not the size of the nation, but the weight of the arguments behind your position that are driving developments. And in this way, you have managed to even influence the development of international laws and standards. Icelandic culture reflects the interconnectedness with and respect for the sea. This is also true of the Icelandic scientific culture, which has always valued and stressed the importance of research and scientific excellence, something that we have benefited from within the International Council for the Exploration of the Sea, ICES. Thus, the Institute of Marine Research brought its proud scientific traditions from the Research Institute from the university. And as a matter of fact, this is also where the first Icelandic General Secretary, Arne Friedrichsen, was recruited. Arne Friedrichsen was ICES General Secretary from 1954 to 1965, and literally devoted his life to developing ICES as an international organization. This was underscored by the fact that he was the first non-Dane to take up the position as General Secretary, and also the first non-Dane to work in the Secretariat. And Arne apparently missed his homeland quite clearly during his time in Denmark, and used to ask former students to bring him Icelandic delicacies, such as sheep's heads, when they traveled to the ICES Secretariat. And Johan also saw too that we, during our visit in 2013, were introduced to these delicacies called fermented shark. Now, ICES has continued to work by the international ideas of Arne Friedrichsen, now with more than 20 international or 20 different nationalities that are represented in the Secretariat. And just now we do not have any Icelanders, but allow me to state that if you are interested, we are currently recruiting. So have a look at the ICES webpage. Again, from 1988 to 1991, ICES was led by an Icelandic, with Mr. Jakob Jakobsen at the helm as the Icelandic president. Now, let me, as the last issue, just dwell a little bit on the dependence of ICES on its member countries, scientific devotion and contribution to the work of the organization. something which is implemented through the provision of experts with excellent scientific skills. The legal foundation of ICES is built upon a scientific inquisitiveness, curiosity, and the will to better understand the marine ecosystems, as well as an acknowledgement of the necessity to use this information to provide decision makers with the best available scientific information for their decision processes. In this context, it's a core value for ICES that we are independent, non-political, and transparent in the work that we are conducting. The involvement of Icelandic scientists, together with scientists from the international community, have safeguarded this. And this has also ensured ICES a position and a respect as the organization providing the scientific basis for decisions on how to manage fisheries and decisions on setting quota levels. In order for ICES to maintain this position, we have to be able to attract scientists to our work and to attract and include early career scientists. Only by doing this can we keep up our capacity and also ensure that we take into account new knowledge and new demands on how to provide and package best available scientific information. These new demands require of us that we look at entire ecosystems, their functions and processes, and that we are able to make the assessments of the status of these entire ecosystems. While we know that this work at times will be conducted along a bumpy road, we also know that this is what 20 ICES member countries decided should be the strategic direction for our work in the next 5 years up until 2018. And to do this, we need new forces and young, skilled people who can bring their latest research and their enthusiasm to carry out this work. So let me end by yet another congratulations and wishing you continued success for the future. I feel lucky, with a little bit of a delay, but still being able to be here to celebrate together with you. Congratulations.